Hey guys, DC Network here, coming at you with another video. What on earth is going on with Total Drama Island right now? Total Drama Island obviously has been a franchise that has had a long-standing history on Cartoon Network. It premiered all the way back in 2007 with the original series, and then it kept getting new seasons each year, eventually getting spin-off shows and even a preschool program in Total Drama Rama, which has recently been airing reruns on the channel, which I've found to be rather strange. But nevertheless, Total Drama Island got its revival announced a few years back. Obviously, the show has already premiered its first season on Cartoon Network, but we're all waiting for the second season of the show to premiere. And today in this video, I wanted to discuss what exactly is Cartoon Network doing with this franchise, because they are mishandling it big time. If you guys don't know what I'm talking about, last year and the year before that, I was making videos discussing where on earth is this Total Drama Island revival. It's premiered in other parts of the world, but for some reason, Cartoon Network here in the US has yet to premiere the show, and they've been radio silent on it. For reference, the first season of the Total Drama Island revival series premiered on October 21st, 2023 in Canada, and it didn't premiere here in the US until June 1st of 2024. In the time between the Canadian premiere date in October of 2023 and the US premiere date in June of 2024, Canada aired the entirety of the second season from March 3rd, 2024 to April 14th of 2024. So the entirety of Total Drama Island's revival, the first two seasons of it, they're out there. If you want to go watch it, you can do so online illegally, which is a huge problem for the show, and we discussed this last year at length. But essentially what ends up happening is, if you're a major fan of Total Drama, if you're a major fan of this show and you want to watch the episodes as soon as you possibly can, you're going to go online to watch the episodes that premiered in Canada on some streaming site, and basically when this show comes out in the US, there's going to be a lot less viewers for it, because a lot of the core fan base is going to have watched the series already online illegally, because Cartoon Network is just sitting on the show and not airing it. I just really don't understand the logic here, and I don't understand why they're doing this. Last year, I was at a loss for why it took so long for this show to premiere. They finally premiered the first season on June 1st of last year, being 2024, and I think it finished airing around August 24th, somewhere around there of last year, and I figured, okay, they're probably going to take a little bit of a hiatus between the first and second season, but maybe at the absolute latest, we get it in like January or February, and they air out the second season, so then we're all caught up. And we're sitting here now at the end of March, early April, depending on when you're seeing this video, and we still have no indication on when the second season of Total Drama Island is coming, and I just wonder, what are they doing? Like, what are you guys thinking behind the scenes? That this show's been ready for well over a year at this point. It finished airing in Canada a whole year ago, and yet we're sitting here in the US just waiting for it to appear. Like, has this franchise been canceled? Is there going to be no more Total Drama? We know that's not the case, because last year a report came out there that they're in discussions to do a Total Drama movie, which that is just a rather interesting idea in and of itself. If you want to hear me go in depth on that topic, I'll leave a card above to that video. But nevertheless, we know the franchise isn't getting canceled, is what I'm getting at. It's not being canceled. They're still making more Total Drama, but for some reason, Cartoon Network is just sitting on the show in their vault. They have it locked behind closed doors, and they're not letting it out to the public for some reason. I'm assuming at this point, they're probably just going to hold the show off for the summer to have it be another summertime fun little series for us. I mean, Total Drama, to me at least, growing up, it always felt like that summertime show. It just gives off summertime vibes, just because of the whole, juxtaposition of the show is it's a bunch of kids going to a summer camp basically for a reality TV show. That always felt like a show that really fits perfectly into that summer time frame. But given the backstory here and given the timeline, to me it just doesn't make sense at this point to hold it for the summer, because it's like, what are you holding it for? As it is already, Cartoon Network just doesn't really have a lot going for it right now. They don't have a lot of ongoing series, so I mean, it would make sense when you have this lull period where not much is going on in, March. Not much is going on in April outside of Yanu's premiere. It would make sense to have Total Drama come out and start to air weekly episodes for 13 consecutive weeks, so you have a show ongoing on the channel. I'm presuming, again, they're going to save this for the summer. Maybe in their minds, they're like, okay, we're mapping out this year. We've got January, the last 6 episodes of Craig of the Creek. In February, we're going to have Wee Baby Bears come back. We're going to have a Yanu come out in April. We want to try to have it that each and every month, one of our shows is airing new episodes consistently. Maybe that's what they're trying to do. And quite frankly, that's not a bad strategy to have, that you always have something something ongoing on the channel, so there's always a reason to come to Cartoon Network to watch brand new episodes of your favorite series. That's not a bad strategy. I also forgot to even mention Totally Spies came out in January as well. That's been airing consistent episodes, or at least it was. I don't know if they've wrapped up the first season at this point. I haven't paid too close attention to that show. But nevertheless, that's not a bad strategy to have. But when you have a series that's premiered its episodes a year ago in other parts of the world, and essentially people here in the US are just sitting here waiting to watch this series, people are going online to watch it illegally, that's just going to end up hurting your ratings. That's going to end up lowering the amount of people that are actually coming to your channel to watch this show. That's a bad thing. And it's like, I think they know that. I think they're aware of that. I don't think they're stupid. I think they know that, hey, people are probably watching this show illegally online since it did premiere over a year ago in Canada. You can watch it in English. It's not like it's in another language. I just don't get the logic behind this decision. I really, really don't. And this is something that they've done before in the past. This is the most extreme example of this. I've mentioned this last year in other videos talking about Total Drama, but the Ben 10 reboot had a similar situation. The Ben 10 reboot premiered in Europe for some reason in 2016, but then it didn't premiere here in the US till 2017, but it was something like October or November of 2016, and then it premiered here, I believe, in like March or April or something along those lines. So it wasn't like there was a year hiatus or a year gap between the European release and the American release. It's not as extreme as this, but I remember, and I said this in my video last year, I'm a huge Ben 10 fan. You guys all know this. If you watch this channel, you know that Ben 10 is my favorite series that Cartoon Network has ever made. In 2016, when this show was premiering in Europe, I was watching it online because I was not going to be waiting to see when it's going to come out here in the US, because I wanted to see the episodes as soon as I possibly could. The day they came out, I wanted to watch them. So I was watching them online, and I wasn't watching them on Cartoon Network when they premiered here in the US. So in turn, what does that end up doing? Well, that is taking away a viewer from Cartoon Network, a viewer from this show, because I'm not being counted towards the viewership of Ben 10 if I'm watching it online. They're going to have no way to track that I'm actually actively watching the reboot, although I only watched it for the first season after Omnitricked. That was the end of the Ben 10 reboot for me until I saw the movie and then the last 3 specials that made up season 5. This is inherently just a bad thing for them to be doing, and I don't understand why they did it in the first place with Total Drama Island's first season of its revival. The fact that they're doing it a second time, it's like, that just doesn't make any logical sense to me. Do you guys not want people to be watching your shows? Because it certainly seems like that's the case given the way you're handling this show. Anyways, let me know in the comment section below what you guys think about all this. What do you guys think is happening with Total Drama Island? And do you agree with me that they're probably holding it for the summer? But again, that doesn't really make a whole lot of sense for them to be doing, given that it premiered a whole year ago in Canada. People can watch it illegally online. Why are you holding it back? It's ready. Let it out there. If you guys enjoyed this video, be sure to leave a like and subscribe to see more content like this from DC Network. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.